Victor Wembanyama, is listed at 7'3", but there is a growing body of evidence that suggests he is lying. Multiple NBA players, analysts, and insiders now believe he might actually be closer to 7'7", and if that is true, it changes everything we thought we knew about the most unique basketball player who has ever lived.
With the first pick in the 2000.
Let us start with what we know for sure. At the 2023 NBA Draft Combine, Victor Wembanyama was officially measured at 7 foot 3.5 inches barefoot. His wingspan came in at an absurd 8 feet even. His standing reach is approximately 10 feet, and his shoe size is 20.5. The Spurs initially listed him at 7'4", then updated it to 7'5" after what they called a growth spurt. But here is the thing. He was only 18 when those combined measurements were taken, and multiple sources now suggest he has continued growing.
I want to add something.
Go ahead. We want you to say.
The most damning evidence came from someone who would know. Boban Marjanovic, who is officially listed at 7'4", appeared on ESPN and said, quote, "I am 7'4". I was looking up at Victor Wembanyama, end quote. Think about that. A 7'4" player is looking up at a guy listed at 7'3.5". ESPN's Brian Windhorst then dropped a bombshell, claiming that Wembanyama's real height on the court in shoes is at minimum 7'5", and that he might actually be approaching 7'7". Kevin O'Connor of The Ringer added, quote, "I have been around Boban, Taco Fall, these enormous players. Wemby is taller than them all," end quote. The photo evidence is even more convincing. In matchup photos, Wembanyama visibly towers over Zach Edey, who was measured at 7'3 3/4" at the Combine. That is only a quarter-inch difference on paper. But in photos, it looks like 3 or 4 inches. He clearly dwarfs 7'2" Donovan Clingan. French basketball sources have reported his height at 230 centimeters, which converts to 7'6.5 inches. And remember, that might not even include shoes, which would add another 1.5 inches. So why would Wembanyama or the Spurs downplay his height? The answer is actually simple. Wembanyama does not want to be seen as just a tall guy. He wants to be recognized as a skilled basketball player who happens to be tall. If you list at 7'7", every conversation starts and ends with your height. Coaches put you at center and tell you to stand near the rim. But Wembanyama plays like a guard. He handles the ball. He shoots 8.8 three-pointers per game, hitting 35%. He initiates offense off the dribble. He wants the conversation to be about his skills, not his measurements. As he said himself, quote, "It has become a non-subject to me. There are so many more interesting things about me," end quote.
I am a fan of Golden Hoops.
And this is what makes the height controversy so fascinating. Whether he is 7'3" or 7'7", what Wembanyama does on a basketball court should not be physically possible. He is the first player in NBA history to average 3 or more blocks and 3 or more three-pointers per game in the same season. He won Rookie of the Year unanimously. He won Defensive Player of the Year as the youngest ever and the first unanimous winner. He is currently in the NBA Finals at 21 years old, averaging 25 and 11 in the playoffs. Scientific American literally published a paper analyzing the physics of his three-point shot. NBC called him, quote, "unlike anyone who has ever stepped on an NBA court," end quote. He is the tallest player with legitimate guard skills in the history of basketball, and he might be even taller than anyone realizes. Is Victor Wembanyama lying about his height? Probably not lying. But is the NBA's measurement system capturing what he actually is? Almost certainly not. The reality is that Wembanyama is somewhere between 7'5" and 7'7", depending on when you measure him and what shoes he is wearing. But the bigger truth is that it does not matter. Because at any height, he is doing things that no basketball player has ever done before. And he is only 21 years old. How tall do you think Wemby really is? Drop your guess in the comments. And subscribe for more NBA deep dives.